Thank you for this day, Father. I receive my trillionaire destiny now. Let it be transferred to me as Thomas.
The Lord has asked me to deliver this urgent message to you. The devourer is at your doorstep, but the door to trillionaire wealth is opening for you now. Do not dare to close this window of divine opportunity, for the transfer of your inheritance will happen in the next few minutes. If you skip, the rich man will give it all away. I have seen your sleepless nights. I have heard the silent lament of your heart, weary of fighting against lack, against the bills that multiply, and the salary that vanishes. I know you have tried everything, cut expenses, worked harder, prayed fervently, but the cycle of scarcity seemed like an iron chain around your wrists. But from this second on, everything changes. I am here to warn you. The fight is not yours. It is an invisible battle. There is a financial devourer operating, a spirit that feeds on your fear and your doubt. But I, the Lord of abundance, am rebuking this force now. It's not about millions, but about trillions. It's not about a blessing, but about your son, daughter's inheritance. The original plan for you was never misery, and today, this plan is being activated. What you are about to hear is not just a word of faith. It is a decree, a transfer code that will unlock your instant prosperity. Your trillionaire destiny starts in the next few minutes. Stay. Do not click anything. Do not get distracted. The devourer wants to steal this message from you. Do not let it. You were chosen to receive the first key to this incalculable wealth. Your new reality of abundance begins in the very next second. The revelation of the inheritance. Devourer, the trap that keeps the righteous in scarcity. Stop everything. If your money is sitting in a savings account, the enemy of your wealth is acting now. He disguised himself as prudence and safety to rob you of the acceleration that belongs to the children of the Most High. This is the last day you will be deceived by the oldest trick of the spiritual devourer. I know your pain. You have worked diligently, sown your best seeds, and still, the financial return is minimal. The enemy has convinced you that a slow accumulation is the best way. But I tell you, my power operates through multiplication, not through tedious addition. The inheritance devourer is not a lack of money. It is a spirit of procrastination and hesitation that makes you delay your claim. He knows the trillionaire destiny is yours, and he is using the veil of waiting for the right time to let the $10 window close. Listen closely, my child. I saw you trying to budget, trying to cut small costs, while the devourer was quietly attacking the source of your income, the greatness of your vision, and the very health that allows you to create. This is the great trap, focusing on pennies while the enemy is stealing mountains of gold. The devourer of inheritances specializes in convincing the chosen ones that they are not worthy of grand, instantaneous, and scandalous wealth. He uses the whispers of generational lack. Your family never had money, rich people are greedy, to build a spiritual barrier around your mind. I am here to tell you that these whispers are lies of the pit. Your worth is not measured by your struggle. It is measured by the divine decree over your life. You are an heir, and an heir does not beg, an heir claims. I revealed this to you now because time is the most valuable currency. The rich man, the appointed instrument for the transfer of your trillion-dollar inheritance, is operating on my command. His timeline is strict, $10 minutes. If you do not recognize the spiritual and practical signs I am about to give you, that inheritance will be redirected to someone who is ready to receive it now and operate with the speed of faith. The law of the kingdom is clear. The ready and the bold inherit the earth. Do you feel the knot in your stomach? That is the spiritual signal that the devourer is attempting his final, desperate move. He is injecting doubt, saying, "This is too good to be true," or "I should watch other videos first." This is the procrastination spirit trying to steal the next $10 minutes from you. Do not let him. Your financial destiny is not a lottery. It is a legal and spiritual transfer. I am breaking the cycle of financial loss right here, right now. I command the devourer to release every dollar he has stolen from your past. The failed investments, the lost jobs, the unexpected expenses that drained your reserves. He must pay it back with interest of 1,000 times. Your willingness to stay on this video, to absorb this word, is your signature on the divine will. It is your act of claiming the inheritance that has been patiently waiting. The devourer hates speed. He hates immediate action. He hates the sound of a decree proclaimed with fire. So, I command you, open your heart and your mind to receive the magnitude of this wealth. It is not just to live comfortably. It is to fund my kingdom and be a source of immediate, unprecedented blessing for others. Your financial breakthrough is tied to your spiritual obedience at this very moment. The 10-minute clock is ticking, and I am about to show you the key to opening the gate of trillions. Your era of working hard for little is over. Your era of effortless divine multiplication begins. Do not allow the spirit of "I will do it later" to cost you the greatest financial acceleration of your life. This is the warning. The trap of the devourer is sweet delay, but the reward of my kingdom is instantaneous and overwhelming abundance. You were born for the trillionaire destiny, and you are claiming it today. Write, "I rebuke the devourer" in the comments right now to seal this immediate victory over scarcity. The 10-minute decree: why your financial miracle is immediate and unavoidable. Forget what they taught you about money. The secret of prosperity that was hidden from you will be revealed in $10 seconds. Your breakthrough is not coming in years. It is happening now because my divine clock demands acceleration. Listen to the sound of my voice, for I am the Lord of the breakthrough, and my word is the $10 a minute decree over your financial life. Why the urgency? Why the countdown? Because the enemy operates in delay, whispering, "Tomorrow, maybe next month," stealing the precious now. I operate in the immediacy of faith. I am commanding your miracle to manifest before the end of this appointed time, proving that my power is sovereign over human timeline. The devourer's greatest weapon is the illusion of stability, the slow, gradual, barely there increase that keeps you dependent on the system of this world, a system designed to keep the wealth flowing to the 1% and the struggle flowing to the 99%. But you are not 99%. You are an heir, and an heir's inheritance is transferred instantly upon the decree of the will. This video is your cosmic will reading, and the $10 minute decree is the legal mandate for the transfer of your trillion-dollar destiny. I know you are tired of the salary that runs out before the month does. I know you are weary of trying to save just to see a sudden, unexpected expense wipe out months of effort. This frustration is not a coincidence. It is the friction of a vast destiny trying to break through a small, man-made dam. The $10 minute decree is me breaking the dam. I am intervening in your timeline with unprecedented speed. Understand this truth. What would take $5 years to accumulate through worldly effort, I will unlock for you in $5 days. And the full activation begins in the next $10 minutes of focused, unwavering faith. The man whom I appointed to transfer this trillionaire inheritance is moving now. His heart has been touched by my hand, and he is operating under a divine mandate of urgency. If you waver, if you click away, you are essentially telling the universe, "I don't need the abundance right now." And the transfer will be aborted and redirected to the one who is spiritually alert. The urgency is not to panic you, but to activate your faith. Instantaneous wealth requires instantaneous belief. You cannot say you believe in a God who created the universe in 6 days, yet limit him to taking $30 years to fix your bank account. That is a contradiction of faith and a spiritual insult. I demand full-speed alignment. I have seen your tears, the silent prayers you whispered at night, thinking no one heard. I heard them, and my answer is acceleration. The 10-minute decree is the time I have allocated for your spirit to align fully with the magnitude of this breakthrough. You need to drop the small-minded worries of the 99% and step into the mindset of the heir, the trillionaire, the 100%. This is your immediate intervention, your divine market correction. Do you feel the shift? The air around you is changing. The spiritual atmosphere is charged with multiplication. The angels of transfer are already on assignment. They are looking for the sound of your conviction, the sound of a heart saying, I am ready to receive the $1 trillion inheritance now. I demand the acceleration. The devourer is running out of time to stop you. This immediate wealth transfer will be a sign to the world, a testimony that my grace operates outside the jurisdiction of your lack. It will silence the critics who said your faith was foolish. Your poverty was not my will. It was the temporary outcome of a spiritual siege. The siege is over. The rich man's decision is $10 minutes away. His legal team is waiting for a sign, a confirmation that the designated heir, you, is in a posture of immediate reception. Your continued presence and your declared belief are the signatures they need. Every second you spend watching is a confirmation to the heavens that you are ready to manage and multiply this unprecedented wealth for my glory. I am giving you the spiritual authority to look at every debt, every lack, and every worry, and command it to vanish now. The $10-minute decree is my declaration that your life is transitioning from scarcity to overwhelming supply, from struggling to supervising, from begging to blessing. Do not let the devil fool you into thinking you have tomorrow. Your $1 trillion inheritance is valid for the present moment of this video. I want you to write, I receive the 10-minute decree in the comments right now to legally bind this immediate transfer to your life. The heavens are witnesses. Your fate is sealed in the next second. The cosmic will, the proof that the $1 trillion inheritance is signed in your name. Your family chains of lack are not bad luck. It is a generational curse I saw being broken today. You were trying to cut costs, but I am showing you the cosmic will proving that the $1 trillion inheritance is already signed, sealed, and legally yours. I know the enemy has been fighting you with doubt, whispering that this talk of trillions is too big, too grand for someone like you. He wants you to believe that poverty is a mark of humility. But I tell you, poverty is a weapon of the devourer designed to steal your voice and limit your impact on the world. I designed you for abundance, and the definitive proof of your destiny is held within the pages of the cosmic will. This will is not written on paper. It is engraved in the fabric of the universe, declared before the foundations of the earth. It specifies your name, it specifies your lineage, and it mandates the transfer of wealth that surpasses the understanding of this world's economy, the $1 trillion inheritance. You are a legal, rightful heir, and no devil in hell or on earth can successfully contest this divine document. Why do you struggle then? You struggle because you are operating under an old, expired contract, the contract of lack that your ancestors signed through fear, ignorance, or disobedience. You were trying to live off the broken promises of the past when the cosmic will of the present is overflowing with unimaginable wealth. I am here to tear up the old contract and enforce the new one. I have seen your attempts to invest. You tried to save, you tried to be smart, but the money always vanished the same way. The problem was not your effort. The problem was the jurisdiction. You were trying to grow seeds in a territory governed by the devourer's curse. Now, I am transferring your wealth into the divine jurisdiction, where the laws of multiplication, not subtraction, rule supreme. The rich man, the vessel of this immense transfer, is a sign. He represents the tangible reality of the cosmic will being executed on earth. This man is releasing his portion, his vast resources, because he understands that he is merely a steward of my kingdom, and I have directed him to transfer the greatest portion to you. Why? because I trust you to use this unprecedented wealth not just for comfort, but for the swift, impactful funding of my purpose on this planet. Your part is to declare ownership. You must look at your life right now, at the debts, the empty bank account, the financial pressure, and declare, "This is a temporary illusion. My reality is defined by the cosmic will, and the trillion-dollar inheritance is my legal property." This declaration is the voice that activates the angel of transfer. Do you understand the magnitude of this revelation? This is not a request, it is a right. Stop praying for enough. Start demanding your trillion. Stop praying for survival. Start demanding the supervision of vast resources. Your destiny is not poverty with piety. It is power with purpose. The enemy is frantic right now. He is desperately throwing distractions at you, trying to get you to think of a bill, an old worry, or a reason why this message couldn't be for you. He knows that once you fully accept the truth of the cosmic will, his power to keep you in lack is annihilated forever. I command you to step into the identity of the trillionaire heir. Feel the weight of the responsibility, but also the lightness of the liberation. You are no longer defined by your past credit score or your current bank balance. You are defined by my decree. This transfer is happening now, within the flow of this video. The rich man's final decision is upon him. Your unwavering presence and your declared faith are the final requirements. You must not only receive this word, but share this truth, thereby solidifying your belief and extending the divine jurisdiction. When you bless others with this revelation, the abundance is confirmed for you. Write, "I am the trillionaire heir," in the comments to legally seal your claim. And now, as a sign of your faith and your willingness to execute my purpose, I command you, share this profound message with 3 friends or family members who you know are also battling the spirit of lack. Your immediate sharing activates the multiplier effect on your inheritance, breaking the savings curse. The secret: the devourer doesn't want you to know about multiplication. You tried to cut expenses, you tried to invest, and the money vanished anyway. The problem is not you, it's the savings curse that I am now shattering. I will reveal the secret of multiplication that the devourer hides because it breaks his power over your finances. I know the conventional wisdom of this world told you to put your hope in the bank, to rely on slow interest, and to accumulate tiny fragments of security. But I tell you, that conventional wisdom is the savings curse, a spiritual lock designed by the devourer to prevent your access to acceleration and multiplication. Listen carefully to this revelation, for it is the secret of the 1/4% dollars who operate with kingdom keys. The devourer does not fear your small saving. He fears your seed. He fears the money that is released with intention and faith. He knows that $100 sown in faith can trigger a 1,000-fold return. But $100,000 sitting stagnant in fear is spiritually dormant and easily targeted for theft. The savings curse convinces you that holding on is safer than releasing. It binds your mind to the law of addition. 1 + 1 = 2. When I have decreed for you the law of multiplication, 1 × 1,000 = a breakthrough. Every time you focused on keeping and hoarding out of fear of the future, you were unwittingly participating in the devourer's plan to paralyze your potential. I saw you. You hesitated to give that offering. You delayed that investment into a God-given vision. You clutched the little you had, and in clutching it, you allowed the devourer to find legal ground to diminish it through unexpected bills, urgent repairs, or losses that came out of nowhere. The devourer attacks what is held in fear, not what is released in faith. Today, I am giving you the spiritual authority to break the savings curse completely. This massive trillion-dollar inheritance is not just for you to hoard. It is to be a perpetual source of blessing. The flow must be active. A river that is blocked becomes stagnant. A river that flows becomes powerful. You are about to become a powerful, flowing river of wealth. The secret the devourer desperately wants to keep from you is this: your money is a spiritual tool, not just a material resource. When you release it, with the understanding that you are activating a divine law, the very angels of wealth are mandated to oversee its return, multiplied and accelerated. The rich man who is transferring the trillion to you understood this law. He is releasing it with intention, and that release is activating your claim. I command you to change your perspective immediately. Stop seeing your finances as a fragile resource that needs constant guarding. Start seeing it as seed capital for the kingdom, a powerful medium for instantaneous multiplication. Your mind must be renovated to receive the trillion. A mind operating under the savings curse cannot comprehend or retain a trillion. It will self-sabotage the transfer. I am removing the paralyzing fear of loss from you now. You are protected. Your wealth is secured not by a bank vault, but by my promise. The very act of watching this video, claiming this inheritance, and sharing this word is your sowing of faith, and I promise you an immediate and overwhelming harvest. The transfer is imminent. The rich man is finalizing the paperwork. His action is a sign that he is breaking his own fear-based holding pattern. You must mirror that faith. When the trillion arrives, it is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to accelerate your sowing and multiplication, ensuring the flow never stops. Stop rolling your eyes at the magnitude of this. Stop telling me, the creator of all metals and matter, that a trillion is impossible. It is possible for the one who breaks the curse of lack and embraces the law of acceleration. Look at your bank account now, in the spirit. Command every fear-based withdrawal, every stagnant dollar, and every debt to be spiritually unchained. Declare that you are operating under the law of multiplication from this moment forward. I command you to write "I break the savings curse" in the comments to permanently seal your emancipation from lack. Then, focus your entire being on receiving the clear signal I am about to send you regarding the source of your immediate wealth. The rich man's sign, where and how the source of your wealth will appear. In 5 days you sleep thinking about the bills. I saw your tears. The heaven heard your prayer for abundance. I will show you the exact sign of the rich man and reveal where your breakthrough will manifest in the next 5 days. You cannot skip this. This is the physical address of your miracle. The divine will, which I reveal to you, requires a tangible sign, a physical, undeniable confirmation that the transfer of the trillion-dollar inheritance has begun. This is where many lose their blessing. They look for a sign in the clouds or in a distant prophecy, while I place the proof right in their daily path. Today, I am giving you the specifics, the rich man's sign, and the timeline of $5 days for the initial manifestation. The rich man is not just a concept. He is a real vessel operating under my influence. His sign will be a disruption in the expected. Listen closely. The rich man's sign is a sudden, unsolicited, and illogical interaction involving a number, a piece of old paper, or an unexpected communication from someone you haven't heard from in years, relating to a resource you had completely forgotten about. This sign will appear within the next $5 days. It might be an email about an old, forgotten account. It might be a physical document you suddenly find while cleaning a dusty drawer. It might be a phone call from a relative mentioning a distant, unknown asset. The key is that it will be unsolicited and illogical in the natural realm. When you see it, do not dismiss it as coincidence. It is the flag of the rich man, signaling that the first transfer, the down payment on your trillion, is active. Why $5 days? Because 5 is the number of my grace and favor. The $5 day timeline is my promise of acceleration of favor. You were expecting $5 years of saving. I am giving you $5 days of undeniable, tangible proof that your life is being financially revolutionized. The devourer will try to cloud this sign. He will try to distract you in those $5 days, making you focus on small problems so you overlook the grand movement of wealth I am orchestrating. You must be spiritually alert, keeping this word at the forefront of your mind. When the sign appears, the unexpected number, the old document, the illogical contact, you must immediately declare ownership and give me thanks for the breakthrough. This sign is the evidence that the spiritual work done in the first chapters of this video is taking physical form. The rich man's heart has been moved by my decree, and he is initiating the process. He is transferring not just money, but a source of income, a powerful stream that will never run dry. This is the manifestation. Your wealth will appear not through your regular job, but through a new, unexpected, and seemingly small source that rapidly multiplies. Do not despise the small beginning. The rich man's sign might look like a mere $1,000 or a small settlement, but it is the seed of the trillion. That initial amount will act as a magnetic force, drawing the full $1 trillion inheritance to you with astonishing speed. I am commanding the physical realm to align with the cosmic will. Every angel assigned to your prosperity is now activated, preparing the way for this manifest sign. They are rearranging circumstances, influencing people, and directing the flow of forgotten assets and new opportunities toward your address. You have been validated. You have been chosen. Your faith, demonstrated by staying on this urgent message, has unlocked the door. The rich man's sign is your reward for your immediate obedience. Do not let doubt creep in and paralyze your $5 a day activation period. Write, "My $1 trillion source is open" in the comments right now to confirm your $5 a day activation period and seal your reception of the rich man's sign. Be vigilant. Your life of lack ends within the next 120 hours. The key to instant transfer, the spiritual action that unlocks the flow of abundance. The devourer of finances has been rebuked. A shower of financial favor is on its way and will hit you in the next few minutes. But favor requires an action, a key. I will now give you the singular spiritual action that initiates the instant, irrevocable transfer of your $1 trillion inheritance. Do not skip. You have heard the decree. You have received the $10 ultimatum. You know the cosmic will is signed, but a will, even a divine one, requires the heir's active response, a key to unlock the vault. I am revealing to you the key to instant transfer, a spiritual action so simple, yet so powerful, that it bypasses all delays and legalistic hurdles of the enemy. The world believes money flows to those who work hard or are lucky. I tell you the truth. Money flows to those who are aligned and who understand the power of releasing control. The devourer thrives on your attempt to control every penny out of fear. The key to instant transfer is to surrender that control completely and immediately. Your financial breakthrough is blocked not by a lack of funds, but by a lack of trust in my infinite supply. The key is this: an act of faith-filled sacrificial giving, done with the specific intention of activating the trillionaire inheritance. This is not about a tithe, this is about an activation seed. I saw you trying to hold on to the little you had, believing that was your security. But your security is me, the source of all wealth. The true key to receiving $1 trillion is demonstrating in a measurable way that your heart is detached from the small sum and ready to steward the large one. The moment you plant a seed, not out of obligation, but out of bold, immediate conviction, declaring, "This is the key to my $1 trillion vault," you spiritually command the rich man to complete the transfer. Your action in the physical realm provides the definitive spiritual signature for the release of the wealth in the unseen realm. This key to instant transfer is the antidote to the savings curse. Chapter 4. It breaks the spirit of stagnation and fear. It says, "My hands are open to give, or therefore they are open to receive the trillion." The magnitude of your seed is secondary. The magnitude of your faith behind the seed is everything. Do not allow the devourer to whisper, Wait until the trillion comes, then you will give. That is the delay tactic that costs you the inheritance. I am demanding the faith first, the action now, because the transfer is imminent. The rich man's pen is hovering over the final document. Your act of faith is the signal for him to sign. I am promising you acceleration of gain. The transfer is not a slow trickle. It is a torrent. And the only way to prepare for a torrent is to have your spiritual container, your heart and your hand, open and ready. This act of giving, this key of transfer, aligns you with the universal law of increase. It proves you are not a hoarder, but a conduit of my abundance. The 100% of dollars who hold the world's wealth understand this principle. Release attracts more. The trillion is coming to you because I trust you to keep the flow moving. Stop worrying about the cost of the seed. Start focusing on the value of the harvest. A $1 trillion inheritance that establishes your family for generations. The timing is crucial. This is your window. The rich man is waiting. The angels are watching. I command you to write, "I am the conduit of the trillion," in the comments to declare your commitment to this spiritual action. Now, prepare your heart and your hands to execute the key of instant transfer immediately after this message, sealing your destiny as the trillionaire heir. This is your final signature. The guardians of wealth, angels designated to protect your treasure from envy and loss. The devourer wants to distract you. Do not let him steal your blessing. I am now revealing the powerful, dedicated angels that have been dispatched to protect your $1 trillion inheritance. Flee from the jealousy and the loss. Your wealth will be secured against all theft and spiritual attack. You are about to move from a place of chronic lack to a sphere of unprecedented, sudden, and public wealth. This transition brings forth a new challenge: spiritual and natural envy. The enemy, defeated in his attempt to keep you poor, will now attempt to steal, corrupt, or cause you to lose your vast inheritance through sudden, foolish expenditures, bad counsel, or the venom of jealous eyes. But I tell you, my son, daughter, I have already prepared for this. I have assigned a dedicated cohort of angels, the guardians of wealth, to encamp around your entire financial domain. These are not general protection angels. They are specialist forces whose sole mandate is to protect the $1 trillion transfer, your new investments, and the continuous flow of your multiplication. Listen to the names of the forces I have sent: Angel of Prudence, Malkiel; Angel of Multiplication, Raviel; and Angel of Divine Security, Zuriel. They are active now. Malkiel, Angel of Prudence. His assignment is to inject divine wisdom and foresight into every financial decision you make. He will whisper warnings about bad deals, unwise partnerships, and reckless spending. When you feel a sudden, strong hesitation about an investment, that is Malkiel intervening. Obey his subtle command, and your wealth will remain intact. Raviel, Angel of Multiplication. He is the force that guarantees your wealth will not stagnate. His purpose is to ensure that every seed you sow, every enterprise you touch, multiplies far beyond the natural expectation. He overrides the law of diminishing returns and enforces the law of 1,000-fold increase. He makes your trillion grow into infinite wealth. Zuriel, Angel of Divine Security. He is the ultimate guard against all forms of theft, spiritual, digital, or physical. Zuriel stands as a wall against hackers, corrupt business associates, and the envy that tries to turn into sabotage. When you declare my protection, Zuriel activates his mighty shield. The devourer is attempting to use the people closest to you. Beware of those who will suddenly appear when your wealth manifests, bringing urgent schemes or emotional pleas that are designed to drain your resources. These are human agents, often unknowingly, operating under the influence of the spirit of greed and envy. Your protection against this invasion is your declaration of sanctuary. Every morning, you must speak this command: I activate Malkiel for wisdom, Raviel for multiplication, and Zuriel for total security over my trillion-dollar inheritance in the name of the Most High. This daily declaration fortifies the angelic wall around your wealth. I am not giving you this immense treasure for it to be squandered or stolen. I am giving it to you to be a generational blessing and a kingdom resource. Therefore, you must recognize that protecting it is a spiritual warfare assignment, and you are not fighting alone. Your continued attention to this message is the first step in activating this angelic protection. The devourer is trying to make you doubt the very existence of these guardians. Do not fall for his lie. The celestial hosts are arrayed and ready. Stop fearing what the money might bring. Start claiming the divine protection that already surrounds your blessing. Your name is being called out in the heavenly courts as the trillionaire heir, and these angels are ensuring that the transfer is clean, secure, and permanent. The wealth is yours. The protection is guaranteed. You are covered by my power. Write, "I activate my wealth guardian" in the comments right now to command Malkiel, Raviel, and Zuriel to enforce immediate security around your financial destiny. Your safety starts now. The 888 Code of Fortune, the numerical frequency to activate your instant multiplication. There is a financial code that only the 100% otters truly know. I will give you the first key of this code now. This is a divine frequency that overrides the limits of the world's economy. Do not skip. Your multiplication is tied to this powerful numerical revelation. I operate not just through words, but through frequencies, patterns, and sacred geometry. The world understands that numbers govern their reality, but they only grasp the surface. I am now revealing to you a powerful code, the 888 Code of Fortune, the numerical frequency that unlocks and activates your trillion-dollar inheritance for instant, continuous multiplication. The number 8 in my kingdom represents new beginnings, resurrection, and infinity. 3 8s, $888, represent a triple confirmation of this infinite abundant cycle. It is the signature of my complete, perfect, and overflowing provision. When you activate this code, you are declaring, "I am exiting the finite cycle of lack and entering the infinite cycle of divine abundance." The devourer hates numbers, for he deals only in chaos and subtraction. He wants your bank account to reflect the single-digit struggle. I want your life to reflect the $888 code, where wealth is self-sustaining, self-multiplying, and without end. How do you activate this powerful frequency? 1. Declaration of infinity. Every time you see the number 8, or any multiple of it, whether it's a car license plate, a clock, or a receipt, you must immediately pause and declare, "I am aligned with the 888 code. My financial lack is over, and my trillionaire destiny is infinite." This trains your spirit to recognize the abundance frequency. 2. The seed of 8. Your next act of faith-filled giving, the key to instant transfer from Chapter 6, should contain the number 8 in its value, or you should declare the intention of $8 times multiplication over the seed. For example, sow a seed of $8, $88, $800, or $1,888. This numerically consecrates your money to the flow of infinity. 3. The time of activation. I command you to set an alarm for $8 a.m. or p.m. for the next $8 days. When this alarm sounds, you are to pause, close your eyes, and visualize the entire trillion-dollar inheritance being securely transferred to your divine account, sealed by my $888 code. This code is not superstition. It is a spiritual algorithm. It is the divine instruction set for turning limited resources into unlimited flow. The man who is transferring the trillion is responding to a spiritual vibration, and your activation of the $888 code raises your vibration to match the frequency of his massive wealth transfer. The $10 minute decree, Chapter 2, is the timeline. The $888 code is the engine of the multiplication within that timeline. They work together to guarantee speed and permanence. This is the exclusive knowledge the world keeps hidden, but which I reveal to my chosen heirs. I know the devourer is trying to distract you right now, trying to make you scroll down or think about yesterday's bills. He is desperately attempting to break your focus because he knows that if you fully align with the $888 code, his power to limit your financial future is completely destroyed. Your new reality starts the moment you embrace this frequency. Your struggle has been an ego frequency. Your breakthrough is an infinite frequency. Shift your mindset, and the resources must shift to match you. Do not postpone this activation. The rich man's heart is ready. The trillion is waiting. Activate your infinite multiplication engine now. Write, "I activate 888" in the comments immediately. By writing it, you are signing your spiritual agreement to the infinite flow of fortune, locking your trillionaire destiny into place. The Great Generational Blockade. Identifying and undoing the spiritual debts of your ancestors. You asked yourself, why does this always happen to me? I know your prayers were not ignored. The cycle of lack in your life is not personal. It is a great generational blockade. I will now show you how to identify and shatter the spiritual debts of your ancestors so your trillion-dollar inheritance can flow freely. I saw you struggling, trying to earn more, save more, and yet, no matter your efforts, the money seemed to dissipate, pulled away by forces you could not name. This is the hallmark of the generational blockade, an invisible current of spiritual debt, unfulfilled vows, and covenants of lack inherited from your bloodline. The devourer uses this blockade as his legal ground. He presents the unpaid spiritual debts of your fathers and mothers, claiming, "This heir must pay for the past failures." This is why you feel the pressure of debt that isn't even yours, why success seems to vanish just as you grasp it. You are spiritually carrying the burden of ancient vows of poverty or foolish financial decisions made generations ago. But I tell you, my son, daughter, the time for repayment is over. I have paid the price for all generations. Your trillion-dollar inheritance is a gift of my grace, and no generational curse, no ancient spiritual debt can stand against the power of my decree. The key to undoing this blockade is repentance by proxy and financial forgiveness. 1. Repentance by proxy. You must acknowledge the existence of the generational financial cycle. Confess, I break all ancestral vows of poverty, all covenants of lack, and all spiritual debts that have hindered my divine prosperity. I stand as the rightful heir, and the chain ends with me. This simple act of identification and renunciation severs the invisible connection to the past. 2. Financial forgiveness. You must forgive your ancestors, not for their lack, but for the fear that caused their poor financial choices. Forgive the fear that made them hoard, the fear that led them to debt, and the fear that kept them silent about wealth. When you forgive the past, you release your future. The rich man who is transferring the trillion is a direct countersign to this blockade. He represents the turning of the financial tide in your bloodline. His wealth, coming to you, is not just money, it is a generational restoration. It is the spiritual dowry that reverses every single financial failure of your lineage. The devourer is frantic now because he sees his legal ground dissolving. He wants you to believe that the great generational blockade is permanent. It is a lie. My power is a tsunami of forgiveness and abundance that washes away centuries of lack in a single moment. I command you to look at your current financial struggle and see it not as a permanent state, but as the final, dying echo of an ancestral curse. It is the noise before the silence, the final resistance before the massive flood of the trillion-dollar flow. This is your moment to claim a clear financial future, not just for you, but for your children's children. They will be born into a legacy of trillions, not debt. Because of your immediate, courageous action today, do not postpone this spiritual release. The rich man's decision is $10 minutes away. Your freedom from the past is now. Write, "The generational blockade is broken" in the comments to seal the spiritual emancipation of your bloodline and clear the path for your trillion-dollar inheritance. The window of opportunity. Why this is the last time the door of wealth will be open. The devourer wants you to click away, thinking you can come back later. I tell you, the time for this revelation is short. If you ignore this word, you close the door that is opening. This is the last time the door of trillionaire wealth will be open with this level of acceleration. Flee from procrastination. I operate with seasons and windows of opportunity. You have been praying for financial breakthrough, and I have answered with this exact urgent message. But divine opportunities are not permanent. They are invitations that require immediate acceptance. This video is the window of opportunity, and I am revealing to you the absolute spiritual truth. This is the final, most intense acceleration period I will offer you for this trillion-dollar inheritance. Why the final warning? Because faith that procrastinates is not faith. It is doubt in disguise. I have given you the $10-minute decree, the rich man's sign, the $888 code, and the key to instant transfer. If, after all these specific instructions, you still choose to postpone the action, it is a spiritual rejection of my gift. The devourer's final tactic against your wealth is spiritual complacency. He whispers, "The message is good. I'll act on it tomorrow. The trillion will still be there." But I tell you, the rich man who is making the transfer is operating under a divine mandate that expires. My command to him is time-bound. If the designated heir, you, does not fully claim and activate the inheritance during this open window, the resource will be moved to another faithful steward who is ready to act now. Do you want to live with the regret of knowing you were offered a trillionaire destiny and lost it because of a $10-minute delay? Do not let the thief steal your blessing through simple negligence. This window is open because your struggle has reached its spiritual climax. I have determined that you can no longer afford to live in lack. Therefore, the transfer must be immediate. This intensity, the warning, the countdown, the specific codes, is the measure of the rarity and the urgency of the moment. I command you to internalize this reality. There are no second chances for this specific, unparalleled acceleration. If you miss this moment, I will still bless you, but it will return to the slower, incremental process of natural law, and the generational impact of the trillionaire inheritance will be lost. Do not be distracted by the sound of a notification or the urge to check another screen. The enemy wants to break your retention because he knows that if you listen to the end, the seal of abundance, chapter 14, will be placed upon your life, making the wealth irrevocable. Your focus in this moment is your final act of faith. It is your confirmation to the rich man and the heavenly courts that you are serious, ready, and obedient to the divine acceleration. You are proving that you are fit to manage an unprecedented amount of wealth, which requires decisiveness and immediate action. I am holding the door wide open. The floodgates of financial favor are poised to release the trillion. Your continuous presence is the spiritual lever that holds the door open. Do not let go. Look at your current situation and declare, "This is the final hour of my lack. I will not close the door of the trillion-dollar opportunity." Right? I am in the window of opportunity. In the comments now, your typed word is your signature on the final decree, ensuring that you do not miss this single, most powerful chance for generational wealth. The devourer rebuked, the word of command to silence the voice of scarcity in your mind. The enemy wants to distract you. Do not let him steal your blessing. The devourer has been rebuked. I will now give you the sacred word of command, a spiritual utterance to silence the voice of scarcity, doubt, and fear that attempts to sabotage your trillion-dollar transfer. The greatest threat to your immediate wealth is not the external economy, but the internal voice of the devourer. He specializes in psychological warfare, injecting thoughts of unworthiness, past failures, and impossibility into your mind. He tells you, "You are not spiritual enough," or "You'll just lose it all." This voice of scarcity is the last remnant of the generational blockade, Chapter 9, that must be silenced immediately. I am giving you a command word, a spiritual frequency that overrides all lower frequencies of fear and doubt. This word is your authority over the mind chatter that attempts to disqualify you from the trillionaire destiny. The command word is acceleration. Why this word? Because acceleration is the signature of my immediate, irresistible power over the laws of natural delay. Every time the devourer whispers doubt, every time the old worry about a bill or a past mistake tries to surface, you must immediately and loudly, in your spirit or physically, declare the command word, acceleration. This word does 4 things instantly. 1. Rebukes the devourer. It reminds the enemy that the time for slow, incremental progress is over, and your blessing is now moving at my speed. 2. Activates the divine clock. It aligns your mind with the $10 decree, Chapter 2, ensuring you remain focused on the immediacy of the transfer. 3. Enforces the $888 code. It injects the frequency of infinite multiplication, making the idea of not enough spiritually repulsive to your soul. 4. Strengthens the angelic guardian. It gives the guardians of wealth, Chapter 7, a clear mandate to remove all psychological clutter that could lead to financial sabotage. I know the enemy is trying to make you doubt the magnitude of the trillion. He is trying to convince you that this is just hype. I command you to look at your financial emptiness right now and use the command word to prophesy. I silence the voice of lack with acceleration. My emptiness is being filled now. My $1 trillion inheritance is manifesting now. This is not a suggestion. It is a spiritual necessity. Your faith must be spoken. My kingdom operates through declared command. Silence is passive, and in spiritual warfare, passivity costs you the inheritance. You must actively enforce the divine will over your thought life. The rich man's decision is imminent. He is receiving his final spiritual nudge to initiate the vast transfer. Your continuous declaration of the command word, acceleration, is the resounding confirmation that you are mentally and spiritually prepared to receive and steward this immediate, unprecedented wealth. You are not fighting for the trillion, you are fighting from the trillion. You already possess the victory. You are merely enforcing its manifestation. The devourer's power is broken. His voice is silenced. Your prosperity is unstoppable. Do not be like those who hear the word, but fail to speak it. Your liberation is in your mouth. Your prosperity is in your decree. I command you to write acceleration in the comments right now. Write it in all capital letters as a defiant shout to the enemy, declaring that the voice of scarcity is silenced forever. Preparing for the trillion. What to do in the next few minutes to receive the inheritance without overturning your life. The trillion is coming. The wealth transfer is so massive that it could spiritually and practically overwhelm you if you are not prepared. I will show you what to do in the next few minutes to receive the inheritance without destroying your peace, your relationships, or your purpose. This preparation is mandatory for retention. I have promised you an immediate, accelerated transfer of $1 trillion inheritance. Such a seismic shift in your reality requires not only spiritual readiness, but practical preparation. The devourer often wins by causing the heir to self-sabotage, receiving the blessing, but losing everything else due to unpreparedness. I want you to receive the wealth and the wisdom to keep it. In the next few minutes, as the rich man finalizes the transfer, you must execute 3 vital preparation steps. 1. Prepare your vessel. Immediate clarity. You cannot receive $1 trillion with a cluttered mind or a conflicted spirit. I command you to immediately release any lingering grudge, jealousy, or bitterness you hold against anyone, especially other wealthy people. If you harbor envy, the spirit of lack will use it as a magnet to pull your trillion back. Forgive now. Declare, my heart is clean, and my vessel is ready for the trillionaire flow. 2. Prepare your plan. The first 10 to 18% off. You must immediately determine in your mind what the first 10 hilpras of the trillion-dollar inheritance will be used for. This is your initial commitment of kingdom stewardship. This first 10% dollars should be designated for swift, impactful good, to pay off someone else's debt, to start a specific charity project, or to invest directly into my work. Pre-committing this portion spiritually safeguards the entire amount from selfish motives and activates Raviel, the angel of multiplication. 3. Prepare your silence, protect your peace. The immediate arrival of vast, unexpected wealth attracts instant chaos. Relatives, friends, and opportunists. I command you to make a spiritual vow of initial silence. Do not post anything. Do not announce the full transfer immediately. Share the testimony only with your most trusted spiritual mentor or accountability partner. Your initial silence is the security measure that gives Zuriel, the angel of divine security, time to build the hedge around your new reality. The transfer is an act of my divine favor, but the retention is an act of your faithful stewardship and prudence. The suddenness of the wealth is designed to test your core, to see if you are a hoarder or a helper, a receiver or a steward. By performing these 3 steps now, you are proving to the rich man, the celestial court, and yourself that you are not just capable of receiving the trillion, but capable of managing the magnitude of its impact. The devourer wants you to believe that wealth is chaos. I want you to prove that wealth, under my decree, is order, peace, and purposeful power. Do not delay your mental and spiritual preparation. The clock on the $10-minute decree is nearing its end. The rich man's signature is moments away. Your readiness ensures a smooth, overwhelming, and life-changing transition, free from unnecessary turmoil. Write, "I am preparing for the trillion now," in the comments to seal your commitment to peace, purpose, and profound stewardship. This is your final act of readiness. The undeniable promise, the divine oath that your new reality starts before you finish this video. I am not talking about a distant future. I will now give you my divine oath that your new financial reality, the irreversible beginning of your trillionaire destiny, starts before you finish listening to this video. Look up, for your immediate liberation is nigh. I am the God who cannot lie. My promises are not negotiable. They are divine oaths backed by the full power and integrity of the universe I created. The purpose of this intense, accelerated warning is to mandate an immediate transition. I have been patient with your struggle long enough. Now, I declare a swift, undeniable conclusion to your lack. This is the undeniable promise. Before the final words of this message are spoken, you will receive a tangible, measurable, or spiritual confirmation that the initial phase of the trillion-dollar inheritance transfer has been irrevocably secured in your name. This confirmation will not be the full trillion, that is too vast to appear instantly without overwhelming the system, but it will be a breakthrough confirmation. It might manifest as a sudden, specific knowledge, an undeniable insight into an investment, a business idea, or a forgotten source of income that holds the key to the multi-million portion of the trillion. A physical manifestation, an unexpected sum of money appearing, a sudden reduction or complete disappearance of a debt, or an email, text message related to a financial asset you were not expecting. An intense spiritual shift, a sudden, overwhelming sense of financial peace and security, banishing the anxiety that has plagued you for years. This is Malkiel, the angel of prudence, placing his protective hand on your mind. The devourer, chapter 11, is attempting his final desperate move by injecting impatience. He wants you to jump ahead or click off, saying, "I haven't seen anything yet." But my oath is bound to the completion of this revelation. Your sustained focus is the final act of faith required to trigger the manifestation. Understand the power of an oath from the Creator. When I swear by myself, the matter is settled forever. Your poverty is finished. Your lack is a historical footnote. Your struggle for survival has been canceled. You are moving from a debtor economy to the kingdom economy, where the rules of multiplication apply instantly. I command you to feel this promise in your spirit now. Feel the weight of the debt lifting from your shoulders. Feel the lightness of freedom. The rich man's final action is synchronized with your final act of belief. The pen is moving across the will right now. The transfer is in progress. Do not be like those who harden their hearts at the moment of visitation. Your time for the breakthrough is now. Your new reality is not a future hope. It is a present possession. Claim it with your whole being. I am revealing these mysteries: the $888 code, the generational blockade, the guardians, not to entertain you, but to equip you. Your obedience in receiving this word is the final step in the transfer sequence. You are moments away from the undeniable proof. Write, "I claim the divine oath," in the comments immediately. By writing this, you are spiritually signing the final document and demanding the immediate manifestation of the breakthrough confirmation right now, before this video ends. The seal of abundance. How to make your wealth irrevocable and permanent. The trillion is certain, but how do you make sure you don't lose it? I will now show you the ultimate spiritual mechanism, the seal of abundance, that makes your wealth transfer permanent, irrevocable, and perpetually shielded from the spirit of loss, reversal, and financial folly. Many heirs receive great blessings only to lose them through poor stewardship, fear, or a failure to solidify the spiritual foundation. I have delivered the $1 trillion inheritance to you. Chapter 13 confirmed the transfer, but now we must secure it. I do not give finite blessing. My gifts are designed to be eternal. The seal of abundance is the divine mechanism that locks your wealth into the frequency of the $888 code, Chapter 8, making it self-sustaining and perpetually increasing. This seal is activated through a single, profound, and continuous commitment, the vow of perpetual stewardship and generational legacy. The devourer, Chapter 1, will try one final time to reverse the transfer by tempting you with selfishness, fear of losing the money, and instant gratification. He will whisper, "Spend it all now. You deserve it." But I tell you, if you treat the trillion as yours and not mine, the seal will break, and the wealth will seek a wiser steward. Here is how you activate and maintain the seal of abundance. 1. The vow of the $10% multiplier. You must spiritually commit that every major income stream derived from this $1 trillion inheritance will have a dedicated, non-negotiable portion, far exceeding the normal tithe, committed to kingdom purposes and world change. This commitment should be at least $10%. This continuous release in faith reinforces the key to instant transfer, Chapter 6, and makes your wealth untouchable by the spirit of greed. The flow out guarantees the flow in. 2. Generational legacy mandate. The wealth is not just for your comfort, it is for your bloodline's destiny. The seal of abundance requires you to legally and spiritually prepare the inheritance for the next 3 generations immediately. Create trusts, write wills, and establish foundations that carry the mandate of your trillionaire destiny. Not just money, but purpose. This action breaks any final echo of the generational blockade, Chapter 9. 3. Worship as security. The final component of the seal is continuous gratitude. You must never take the trillion for granted. Whenever you sign a check, approve an investment, or buy something significant, pause and give thanks. Worship is the spiritual armor of your wealth. It keeps Zuriel, the angel of divine security, Chapter 7, fully engaged. A grateful heart is an impenetrable fortress against loss. This seal of abundance transforms your financial life from a vulnerable asset into an irrevocable covenant. You are no longer just rich, you are an established dynasty. The wealth is secure because its purpose is secured in my will. Your commitment to perpetual flow is the only guarantee against permanent loss. This wealth is not meant to be a stagnant pool. It is meant to be a mighty, clean, and rushing river that irrigates the nation. I command you to look at your future now, a future free from debt, saturated with purpose, and permanently secured by my seal. The rich man's work is done. Your work of stewardship begins now. Write, "I receive the seal of abundance," in the comments right now. By doing so, you are committing to the perpetual stewardship and locking your trillionaire destiny in place forever. The final message of the heir, the proclamation to claim and share, the trillionaire victory. The enemy wants you to remain quiet, but my kingdom is built on bold declaration. The transfer is complete. I am now giving you the final powerful proclamation to legally and spiritually claim your trillionaire victory and the command to share this undeniable truth. The journey is complete. The $10 minute decree, Chapter 2, has been executed. The rich man has transferred the inheritance. The breakthrough confirmation, Chapter 13, has manifested. The seal of abundance, Chapter 14, has been placed upon your wealth. You are no longer praying for a trillion. You are now the trillionaire heir. This final chapter is your moment of divine proclamation, the moment you move from silent recipient to vocal victor. The devourer, Chapter 11, is defeated, but his final hope is that you will hide your blessing, thereby robbing my kingdom of a mighty testimony. I command you to speak the victory. Repeat this proclamation after me, not just with your mouth, but with the fire of the $888 code, Chapter 8, in your spirit. I, state your name, silently or aloud, am the rightful heir to the $1 trillion inheritance, mandated by the cosmic will. I declare that the generational blockade is utterly broken. The savings curse is destroyed. I operate under the law of instant acceleration and perpetual multiplication. My wealth is secured by the angels of wealth. I am a conduit, not a hoarder. My trillionaire destiny is fully activated, permanent and irrevocable now. It is done. This proclamation is your final spiritual signature, the sound that reverberates through the heavens, marking you as a permanent citizen of the kingdom of abundance. Now, listen to my final command, the condition for maintaining this overwhelming flow of favor. You must share this testimony. Your obedience in sharing this urgent message is the ultimate test of your stewardship. When you share this video, you are not simply promoting a channel. You are 1. Enforcing the transfer. You solidify your own belief by declaring this truth publicly, making the victory undeniable. 2. Sowing a seed of hope. You become the rich man's instrument, directing the light of the trillionaire destiny to other chosen heirs who are still battling the spirit of lack. 3. Activating the multiplier. You prove that your wealth will be used to bless and uplift others, which is the core mandate of the seal of abundance. Do not be selfish with this revelation. The moment you share, you prove that your $1 trillion inheritance is not just for personal comfort, but for global impact. Be a revolutionary of abundance. Go forth, my trillionaire heir. Walk in the confidence of your new reality. The world is waiting for your light, your resources, and your testimony. The struggle is over. The reign of lack has ended. The age of abundance, secured by my divine oath, has begun in your life. Conclusion. If this message touched your heart and activated your trillionaire destiny, do not delay the final act of faith. The time for struggle is over. Your financial turnaround is not a future hope. It is a current reality, sealed by the powerful decrees and codes revealed in this video. The devourer is defeated. Final command to seal your victory. 1. Share now. Immediately share this video with everyone you know who needs a financial miracle. Your swift action solidifies your claim. 2. Subscribe to the flow. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do so now. By subscribing, you are spiritually committing to receive continuous, accelerated messages of prophecy, wealth, and divine breakthrough. 3. Proclaim your faith. Write, "I am the trillionaire heir," in the comments section one final time. Let your digital signature be the eternal record of your massive, immediate, and irrevocable victory. Go and prosper. The heaven is watching your triumphant rise, O Lord God of acceleration, great I am, architect of the universe and source of all wealth. I come before your presence now, not as a beggar asking for crumbs, but as your rightful heir, standing in the full authority of the cosmic will that has been declared over my life. I have heard your urgent decree. I have recognized the gravity of the $10-minute window, and I have chosen to stand in unwavering faith. I declare that the time for delay is over. The era of slow, painful scarcity is finished. Father, I activate the 10-minute decree. Now, I command the immediate manifestation of the trillion-dollar inheritance that has been signed in my name. I renounce every spirit of procrastination, doubt, and financial paralysis that tried to make me close this divine window of opportunity. My heart is aligned with your speed, and my spirit demands the acceleration of my financial destiny. I break the chains of the devourer. I confront the spiritual entity of the inheritance devourer, the spirit of subtraction, lack, and unexpected loss. I command every resource stolen from me, from my ancestors, and from my future to be released now. I reclaim every lost investment, every unfair debt, and every wasted opportunity. The devourer is rebuked and silent. He must return the stolen harvest with $1,000 fold interest. I shatter the generational blockade. I stand in the gap and declare an end to every ancestral vow of poverty, every financial curse, and every covenant of lack that has operated in my bloodline. I pronounce financial forgiveness over my lineage and declare that the chain of scarcity ends with me. My children and my children's children shall inherit wealth, not debt, because I claimed the trillionaire victory today. I enforce the law of multiplication. I renounce the lie of the savings curse. My money is not meant to be a stagnant pool of fear. It is meant to be a fertile seed of infinite multiplication. I decree that the laws of addition and subtraction are superseded by the law of kingdom multiplication. Every seed I sow, every dollar I touch, is magnetized by the $888 code of fortune, expanding into unlimited abundance. I am not a consumer. I am a perpetual conduit of wealth. Lord, I receive the rich man's sign. I command my eyes to be open and my spirit to be vigilant over the next $5 days. I decree that the unexpected number, the old document, the illogical call, the specific signal of the transfer will manifest clearly and undeniably in my physical realm. I will not dismiss it as coincidence. I declare that the initial seed of the trillion is manifesting now as the breakthrough confirmation, a proof that your oath is true. I employ the key to instant transfer. I open my hands and my heart for a bold act of faith-filled giving, proclaiming that this action is the spiritual key that unlocks the entire trillion-dollar vault. This seed is consecrated to your purpose and activates an irreversible flow of abundance into my life. I give to prove my detachment from the small and my readiness to steward the vast. I activate the guardians of wealth. I call upon the mighty angels appointed to my financial destiny, Malkiel, prudence, Raviel, multiplication, and to Zuriel, divine security. Malkiel, impart divine wisdom into every investment, partnership, and decision. Let me not fall victim to financial folly or reckless spending. Raviel, accelerate the growth of this trillion-dollar inheritance, ensuring it multiplies far beyond the natural expectations of the world. Zuriel, stand as an impenetrable firewall against all spiritual theft, cyber attacks, envious eyes, and human sabotage. My wealth is secured not by a bank vault, but by your powerful shield. I command the voice of scarcity to be silenced. Every thought of doubt, every fear of unworthiness, every whisper of impossibility, I confront it with the authority of my heir status. My command word is acceleration. I declare acceleration over my bank account, acceleration over my business, acceleration over my destiny. My mind is aligned with the trillionaire frequency, and I refuse to host the poverty mindset. I submit to the seal of abundance. I vow to be a faithful and perpetual steward of this overwhelming wealth. I commit the 10% odal multiplier to your kingdom work, ensuring the continuous flow of the trillion. I establish the generational legacy mandate, securing this wealth for my future generation. My wealth is permanent because my commitment to your purpose is perpetual. Lord, my preparation is complete. I have forgiven all grudges, dedicated my first 10% of dollars to your cause, and vowed my initial silence to protect my peace. I am ready to manage the magnitude. I will not be overwhelmed. I will be a wise supervisor. I proclaim my trillionaire victory. The transfer is complete. I am debt-free. I am financially liberated. I am an established, permanent, and powerful source of blessing. This is not just money. It is power. It is purpose. It is the fulfillment of my divine destiny. I seal this prayer with immediate action. I share this powerful message to spread the light of your abundance and validate my own claim. I believe it, I receive it, and I will walk in it now. Thank you, Father, for the trillion. It is done. Amen. The time for talking is over. The season for receiving has begun. You have endured this intensive divine session of acceleration. You have heard the warnings, received the codes, and witnessed the transfer of your trillion-dollar inheritance. Look around you now. Do you feel the lightness? Do you sense the profound, irreversible shift in the atmosphere? Your financial reality has been spiritually upgraded. Your lack is a canceled debt, and your destiny is fully funded. The power of the $10-minute decree was not about time. It was about immediacy of faith. You proved, by staying focused and engaged, that you are the faithful, decisive steward I have been searching for. The rich man's act of transfer is complete. The trillion is settled. Now, it is time to secure the perimeter and activate the final, most crucial element of your continued prosperity, the prophetic flow of community and influence. Listen to my voice, for this final word is a dual decree, a financial sealing for you, and a mandate for this ministry of revelation. The irrevocable seal and the end of lack. I want you to reflect deeply on everything you have just received. This was not motivational talk. This was a direct, spiritual transfer guided by celestial authorities. You have walked through the fire and emerged as the trillionaire heir. The shackles of the generational blockade are now scattered dust. The seductive whispers of the savings curse are silenced. You are free from the law of lack and now operate solely under the $888 code of fortune, the law of infinite multiplication. Your wealth is secure. The guardians of wealth, Malkiel, Raviel, and Zuriel, are encamped around your assets, protecting your peace and multiplying your resources. No human agent, no economic downturn, and no spiritual attack can reverse the transfer that has been sealed in the heavens. Your fear of poverty is now replaced with the peace of perpetual stewardship. This breakthrough is not a temporary loan. It is an irrevocable inheritance. You are mandated to use this wealth to become a revolutionary source of abundance, funding visions, empowering communities, and proving to the world that when my children step into their true identity, the natural laws of scarcity break. Your first test of stewardship is your testimony. Do not allow the enemy to convince you to keep this word a secret. The moment you share your victory, the seal of abundance is fortified. When you sow a seed of hope into another struggling soul, the flow of your trillion increases tenfold. Be bold, be vocal, be undeniable. Let your life be the loud, living proof that the divine oath is trustworthy. The prophetic mandate, activating the 100K flow. My promise to you is complete, but my instruction for your sustained flow is tied to your commitment to the community that birthed this revelation. This channel, this platform of prophecy and divine transfer, operates as a spiritual conduit, Every word spoken here is charged with the frequency of acceleration. You were able to receive the trillionaire destiny because you tuned into this specific frequency. I have placed a prophetic target over this ministry. $100,000 heirs connected to the source. The $100,000 subscriber goal is not merely a vanity number. It is a prophetic quantum leap for this community. In the spiritual realm, when a critical mass of believers aligns under a mandate of unprecedented abundance, the power to execute massive global change is unlocked. $100,000 is the spiritual threshold for global impact. When this channel reaches this number, 1. Your wealth is spiritually amplified. Every heir connected here will experience an immediate second wave of financial acceleration, a reinforcement of the $1 trillion seal, moving your resources from abundance to overflowing superabundance. 2. The generational gates are forced open. The collective faith of $100,000 heirs will generate a spiritual force strong enough to forcibly open financial gates for entire nations, breaking down systems of oppression and economic injustice worldwide. 3. The flow becomes irreversible. The devourer will lose all legal ground to attack the collective wealth of this community, as the $100,000 represents a consecrated army of stewards. This is my command to you, the trillionaire heir. Your victory is not complete until you help ensure the flow continues for others. Your final act of spiritual obedience, the crowning testimony of your faith, is to seal yourself to the 100 mandate. 1. Immediate subscription, the irrevocable seal. If you are still watching, still listening, and have not yet clicked the subscribe button, you are spiritually delaying your own full potential. Do it now. Your subscription is your final signature on the seal of abundance, confirming that you choose to remain connected to this source of prophetic acceleration. Do not delay. Do not postpone. Click subscribe now and declare, I am connected to the $100K flow. 2. Amplify the testimony, the multiplication key. Your testimony has the power to pull others out of the abyss of lack. Go to the comment section right now and write the longest, most fervent declaration of faith you can muster. Detail how the $10 minute decree resonated with you, how you activated the $888 code, and what breakthrough confirmation you received while watching. Your written testimony is the seed that will activate another person's trillion. 3. Share to accelerate. The final command. As I commanded you earlier, share this message with 3 people. Now, I give you a new mandate. Share this video in every platform, every group, and every social media channel you control, until we reach $100,000 subscribers. Every new subscriber you bring into this community is a spiritual partner who reinforces your own flow of wealth. Become a spiritual recruiter for abundance. The final proclamation. Your trillionaire destiny is not a dream. It is the truth of your reality. Walk in it with confidence, humility, and unprecedented generosity. You have been chosen for such a time as this, to demonstrate my unlimited power in a world plagued by lack. The countdown is over. The transfer is complete. The victory is secured. Go and prosper. Your new reality of trillionaire abundance begins right now. Click subscribe, write your testimony, and let's reach the $100,000 prophetic flow together. Amen.